How's it going, guys? Welcome to my Blu-ray pickups haul. Got a few brand new releases for this week, including this new one from Olive Films, which is a film noir classic from 1946, and that is The Stranger. So in The Stranger, Orson Welles plays an ex-Nazi who has moved into this small Connecticut town right after World War II, and he's basically living under a false identity as a teacher, and he feels that, life is going well for him until this investigator played by Edward G. Robinson comes into town, and that's when Orson Welles' character does whatever he can so his true identity won't be revealed. And this film is a true gem, and it's a great film noir classic, with solid performances, and it's the first motion picture that actually showed real-life footage from Nazi concentration camps. And it's also interesting to note that this film was Orson Welles' least favorite film of his, but I can never understand why, because it's a pretty great thriller. But Orson was always a true perfectionist with his movies, and the same thing can be said about his other classic, Touch of Evil, in which he got fired as director, and later in notes he listed his vision of how he wants the film to be edited. So anyway, Olive Films has released this film with a couple bonus features, which includes a commentary track by Nora Fiore, as well as a on-screen essay and also a booklet. And here's a closer look at the packaging as well, and the aspect ratio is in the 1.33 format. And in terms of the picture and audio quality, I'm going to rate the picture a 3 out of a 5, and I'm going to give the audio mix a 3.5 out of a 5. So it's a rather old master that they use for this release, so you're going to get specks of dirt and debris show up throughout the film with a very minimal sharpness. It's a rather soft looking picture overall. So here's the artwork as well on the disc and the booklet. Some film notes and whatnot. And yeah, that's the back on that. So that is Orson Welles' film noir classic, The Stranger, released by Olive Films. And next up, I got Black Sails, the complete fourth and final season, which is executive produced by Michael Bay. And honestly, I'm really sad to see this show, and it was one of my favorites from Starz, and also Spartacus that Starz released a few years back was also another great one. But yeah, this is definitely a fun, action-packed thrill ride from beginning to end. And this time the pirates are at it again in the West Indies, trying to battle it out, so it's going to be a lot bloodier than ever. And yeah, highly recommend this show, guys. And what I like about this one is not funny like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a rather serious action drama. So yeah, like how it really was back in the day. If they really did battle it out, it would have been something similar to this. So that's one thing I appreciate about this series. And here's a closer look. Really nice looking slipcover on that too. Definitely dig that. And you get quite a few special features included, such as Inside the World of Black Sails, Creating the World, and much more. And also roundtable discussions and whatnot. And the aspect ratio is in the 1.78 format. And in terms of the presentation, this is a flawless release, guys. I'm going to rate it a 5 out of a 5 for both picture and sound. Really sharp, excellent looking black levels, and excellent sounding audio track as well. This features a Dolby 7.1 mix. And by the way, this is a 10 episode season for season 4. And it's a 3-disc set, of course, with the digital copy included. So there you have it, disc 2 and disc 3. And that is Starz' Black Sails, the complete fourth and final season. And next up from Arrow Video is The Slayer, which is one of the most sought-after cult classic slasher films from the 1980s, and this came out in 1982. And not only did Arrow Video go above and beyond to get this released, but they've given the film a 4K restoration, and it just looks absolutely spectacular. And if you've never seen this film, the story is about this couple that take off on a vacation trip to this island retreat, and all is well, everybody's having a great time there, up until this storm starts to get in the way of things, and one of the ladies has to come to terms to try to figure things out if her childhood nightmare is actually becoming a reality, in which this supernatural force starts to stalk them. And yeah, man, that's what I love about the 1980s, man. They just wrote whatever came to mind, went out there and filmed it, and that's truly what's missing in today's day and age in cinema. They sure don't make them like they used to. But yeah, it's a very atmospheric film. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. And if you're a fan of slasher films, this is definitely a must-own. And Arrow truly did a fantastic job with the 4K restoration. So presentation-wise, right off the bat, I'm going to give the image quality a 5 out of a 5. And I'm going to give the audio mix a 4.5 out of a 5. So yeah, in terms of picture, the grain is intact, nice color saturation, and overall rather sharp looking image. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with the presentation. And I really dig this new artwork, which is newly commissioned by Justin Osborne. So fantastic job on that, Justin. Really like it a lot. And in terms of special features, this disc comes fully loaded with so many great stuff, which includes 2 audio commentaries, one of which is with the director J.S. Cardone, who who also happened to be the writer of the screenplay for this film. And JS, the last project that I checked up on, he wrote the screenplay for The Stepfather, which was a pretty good thriller from 2009. So anyway, other features you get with this release is a new documentary called Nightmare Island, The Making of the Slayer, which features new interviews with J.S. Cardone and the rest of the cast, the producers and whatnot. You also get isolated score selections, as well as the original theatrical trailer and much more. Now let's check out the specs on the back. And by the way, this is a region-free release, so that's always great for the folks on the other side of the pond. And the aspect ratio for this film is in the 1.85 format, so if you want to pause the video right there, you can definitely do so. Check out what else is included. And the booklet. Yeah, man, had a really fun time with this one. Here's the back on that. Let me show you guys the artwork on the disc and the original artwork as well. So that's the copy of the Blu-ray. Also included is a copy of the DVD and the original artwork. And that is The Slayer. And my final pickup for this week is M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, which I hadn't seen in well over a decade. And I know what you guys are thinking, where are your other titles for this week? But honestly, I had a really busy week. I only had a chance to get just a few titles this time around. But yeah, the ending for this film is just the type of ending. Once you've seen it, you don't want to watch the movie for quite a while. So I figured, I haven't seen it in over 10 years. Go back and revisit it now. But I first checked this out in theaters way back in 1999 and just absolutely loved it. Really great ending. And Haley Joel and also Bruce Willis did a fantastic job. So anyway, thanks for taking a look, guys, at my latest pickups for this week. And as usual, I'll see you guys soon in my next update. Take care.